Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be discussing 8 things that you can do to become a posh boss, and we are going to discuss things that you could be doing that may be hurting your sales. Stay tuned. So for those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Amy and I am a Poshmark seller. I sell on multiple platforms and I've been selling online for 20 years. I do have a brand on Poshmark. It is called HollywoodRage, and we are wholesalers on the app. So we provide you guys with merchandise that you can resell and you can make money. I do have some notes in front of me because I felt like the things that I'm going to cover in today's video is very important, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't skip anything. So if you are watching this, you are probably either thinking about becoming a seller, starting your own business, or you may already be a seller on the app. You may be just wanting to increase your sales and take your business to the next level. And whether you are a boutique owner or if you sell thrifted items, it doesn't matter. You can still implement all of these strategies no matter what you sell. Most of our customers are boutique owners. A lot of them actually sell thrifted items and boutique items. So you can use this information that I'm going to give you today no matter what you sell. So if you decide that you want to jump into wholesale, you have to have sold at least 10 items on the app to have access to the wholesale listings. Once you do that and you have access to wholesale, of course we hope that you will choose our products. But there's many wholesalers on there and you can choose products from anyone. Now, there's a lot of talk about the wholesale portal and that the items are expensive on there. And I will say that I must agree with that to a certain extent. There are a lot of wholesalers on there that their items are a little pricey. I feel like for us that is not the case. We have done everything possible to try to keep our prices low. We have had many people tell us that we have some of the lowest wholesale prices on the app. And that's really because we know, I mean, we have been there, we've been in your shoes, and we know that you have to be able to make money, so you need to get items at a great price. So if you decide to purchase wholesale, no matter who you purchase from, you want to make sure right after you purchase that you go ahead and list the items up for sale, because you want to start getting interest in those items. And what we suggest you do, like let's say you're purchasing from us. You purchase our items. We're going to most likely ship those items to you within 24 hours. You will probably have them within 2 days, possibly 3, just depending on where you live. But go ahead. We allow you to use our photos. A lot of the wholesalers do. You need to check with them first. They will have it in their list, and most of the time if they do let you use their photos, but just be sure to check with them. And what you'll have to do is take a screenshot of the items and go ahead and list them up. Most wholesalers will let you use their titles, their descriptions, their photos. List them up and put a crazy high price on them. And in the title, be sure to put "coming soon" in the title. This will ensure that if the price is high, no one will purchase it, but it will let them know you have this inventory coming soon. Check it out, you know. And so you will have people going ahead and going on there and liking the item. You'll start drawing interest. Your customers will know, hey, she's about to get this item in this week, so let me go ahead and like it. You want to be sure, well, it depends. If you're doing boutique items, a lot of the wholesalers on Poshmark do not have a brand. There are a few that do. Very few. We are one of them. But so if you purchase from us, be sure to put the HollywoodRage brand in the listing when you list it, because HollywoodRage is always trending on Poshmark. So that will get you the most visibility if you put the brand in there. You want to be sure to start sharing the item. And then when you actually get the merchandise in, all the people that have liked it, you want to go ahead and tag them in the listing and let them know, hey, this item is available now. And since you've priced the item up, you can go ahead and use the price drop feature and mark it down to the price that you want to sell it for. And what this is going to do, it's going to send a notification out to everybody that's liked the item to let them know the item is ready and this is the price now. So all your likers are going to get that notification. Okay, so the item is up, it's for sale. So now what do you need to do? Poshmark is a social app. So it's not like other apps that you sell on, like maybe eBay or Mercari, Depop, any of those. You need to build your following on Poshmark. It is very important. The more followers you have, the more eyes you have on your merchandise. I have had so many people contact me and say that they can't seem to move their items. And I'll say, okay, well, let me take a look at your closet. And I'll go look at their closet and their followers are a few hundred or even just a few thousand. And the thing is that 4,000 may seem like a lot to you if you're comparing it to something like Facebook or Instagram. But on a platform that you're selling on, like Poshmark, 4,000 is not a lot. You want to build up your following. You should have a goal to get to followers in the millions. Okay, some of the biggest sellers on Poshmark has followers in the millions. And there's a reason for that. They have so many eyes on their product. So you want to make sure you build your following up. And one way you could do this is, well, actually there's two ways you could do this. One is to go in and follow people. Find people that are purchasing items like what you sell, or find sellers that are selling items like you sell that have a big following. Go in and follow all their followers. In return, a lot of those same people are going to follow you back. Not everybody, but a lot of them will. That's one way you could build your following. And another way is to share other people's items. This does two things. When you share other people's items, a lot of times they're going to share your items back, which is going to get you exposure. But also a lot of times when you share other people's items, they will come back and follow you because they feel like, hey, this person helped me out. Let me follow them. It's somebody I want to stay in touch with. So those are two things you can do to build your following. Also, like I just said, when you share other people's items, you want to be sure to take time every day to share other people's items, because what that's going to do is most people will share back. So it's going to get you more exposure, like I said previously. And then you want to be sure to share your own items. Sharing your own items is actually more important than any of the other stuff I mentioned. Because without you sharing your items, they're not going to be seen. They can be seen still if people, through search. But in order for them to show up on the news feed, you want to share your items. And you want to do it at least 3 times a day. At least. If you could do 4, great. If you can do it all day at a slow rate, where you constantly have items on the feed, that to me is the best scenario. Because you always have something there, something for people to see. Another thing that you want to do is what I touched on earlier about when you have merchandise coming in and you price it up high and then you drop the price when you actually get it in. Well, you want to do that for items. Like, let's say you don't have something coming in soon. Let's say you go and you find something to sell. Let's say you have a closet and you go thrifting and you find some items to resell and you come in and you list them up. You want to list them a little bit up. You want to price them a little bit high. And the reason for this is because nobody really buys on Poshmark anymore and pays the full price. Sometimes you may get lucky and have someone that will do it, because some people don't want to do all the haggling back and forth. But most people want to offer, and you need to price your items up. So when you price, take into account 10%. You know, you've got to at least offer 10% off of your items. So take that into account when you price your items. And also go ahead and take into account $2, because you have to offer $1.80 for shipping costs as a shipping discount. Not shipping costs, but you have to offer $1.80 for shipping discount. So, you know, right off the bat, price it up 10% plus $2. And also, another reason you want to price up is because, like we mentioned earlier about the price drop feature, when they're doing closet clear out, if you price it up, it allows you to be able to drop the price down. And what this does, if you're ever going to lower your price on Poshmark, don't go into edit and lower the price. Never do that, because you are shorting yourself if you do that. You need to go into what is it called? The offers and price drop feature. That's what it is. Offer and price drop feature. Go to that. It's the same thing that you do if you're going to make an offer to a liker. But instead of hitting offer to liker, hit the price drop feature. And what this does is it allows you to edit the price, but it also sends that notification out to all the people that have liked the item that, hey, this price has been dropped. I have used that multiple times, and it has always resulted in sales for me. So be sure when you edit your price to use that price drop feature. And then another thing you want to do, which is very important on Poshmark, and so many people don't understand how important it is, you want to create a relationship with your buyer. It is so important. People, they like shopping online, but a lot of people, they still like that interaction with other people, and they want to feel like they know you. So you want to respond to questions. You want to send them a message and tell them thank you. You just want to kind of create a rapport with your customers so that they feel like they know who you are and that they have a relationship with you. So those are a few of the things that you can do. It's really the main things you need to do if you want to be successful on the app. I'm going to talk now about some things that you may be doing that may be hurting your sales. Now, we just had summer slowdown, right? It's true, in the summer the sales do seem to slow down, and then in the fall they start picking back up. So we are headed into fourth quarter soon. So this is the time for you to be getting your closets in order. Okay? And what that means is the following things. First of all, the number one thing that I see that hurts people is they're not sharing enough. Some people say, I am sharing my closet all the time. And if you are doing that, it's probably some of the other things I'm going to discuss. But when I say sharing, I mean sharing at least 3 times a day, which is upon awakening, in the afternoon, and at nighttime. If you work a job outside of doing Poshmark, then of course you're not going to have as much time to share. But if you quit your job, or you're trying to start a business and you are home all day long, you need to be on the app as much as possible sharing. Poshmark is my full-time job, and I am on the computer literally all day, and I'm on my phone all night. And a lot of people think when they work from home, or if they have their own business in a warehouse or wherever, that it's easy and that they shouldn't have to work that much. When you own your own business, a lot of times it is more work than having a regular job. But there's so many benefits that go along with it that make it also worth it. So be sure you are sharing. Share as much as possible. The second thing that I see that are hurting a lot of people's sales is bad photos. Now, when your buyers are not able to see this item in person, they're not able to hold it or feel it. So it's very important that you provide good photos. It can make or break a sale. If a photo is awful, buyers are going to scroll right past that item. Okay, you want to make your item crisp, clear, and most importantly, well lit. That's the worst thing I see is dark pictures on Poshmark. So you don't have to spend a fortune to get good photos when you're first starting. Eventually you'll want to invest in some things to make your photos better. But when you're first starting, you can simply use your phone to take pictures. iPhones take some of the best pictures. You will want to invest in a lighting kit eventually. But for now, just get some lamps, whatever you have around your house, with daylight bulbs, and use those to try to light up whatever you're taking pictures of. Once you get to a point where you're seeing profit coming in, try to invest in a lighting kit. You do not have to invest in a camera. When I first started, that's one of the biggest mistakes I made. I went and I bought an expensive camera and I never use it, because right after I bought it, I actually got a brand new iPhone, and I figured out that it's so much easier to just take the pictures on my iPhone and just load them up to Poshmark. It's just so much easier than using a DSLR camera and then taking the SD card out and then putting it in your computer and uploading it. It's just so much easier to do it from your phone. And honestly, my iPhone takes better pictures than my camera that I bought. So you don't have to buy a camera. I really don't suggest it. So another thing that could be hurting your sales is you may be buying items that are not trending. You want to buy things that are in style, brands that are popular. That's an important thing. You don't want to just buy something plain and regular. It needs to be something that is going to catch the buyer's eye. You know, you don't want to buy something that's just so plain the buyer just passes it by. You know, back when I used to shop in a brick and mortar store for my clothing, I would walk in the store and I would tell my husband, I could walk in that store and literally turn around and walk right back out, and he would say, "Did you even look?" And I'm like, "I already know. I don't see anything." You know, because I would walk in a store and I could literally scan that store, and if it was something that, you know, jumped out at me or caught my eye, that's what I was interested in. But if I walked in a store and I walked through it and literally nothing catches my eye, I leave out and I don't buy anything. So you want your closet to be just like that. You want someone to go into your closet and start scrolling and the items catch their eye, because guess what? If it doesn't, people's attention spans are so short, they start scrolling and they don't see anything, they're going to get out of your closet. You want something that is going to catch their eye and make them want to stay in your closet to see what else you have. Another thing that could be hurting you is that your prices are too high. Especially for items that are thrifted. Now, if you're purchasing, high-end designer items, of course, you want to ask for, a little bit more for those items. You don't want to sell your stuff too cheap. And of course, if you're buying like boutique items that are brand new with tags never worn, you want to price those up, especially if they're trending. But if you're buying some brands like, Well, a lot of stuff that I have sold in the past has been like Madewell or I can't think now because I haven't sold thrifted items in so long. Some of them were popular brands that are like saturated on Poshmark that used to sell for a lot. People are still trying to get a lot for those brands, and there's just so much on there now that you can't do that. And if you're going to the bins and you're buying items, you know, paying a little bit per pound, you're not gonna get, you know, $50 for a lot of the items unless it's something very unique. Free People, that's what I was trying to think of. I just saw the other day where a girl had found a Free People jacket, but this jacket was awesome. It was really cool, and the MSRP on it was like $300, I think it was, and I believe that she could get in the 200s for that jacket because the jacket was just that cool. You know, but if you're going and you're buying a plain Free People dress, something that's not really so unique, something that's kind of plain, you may not be able to get $50 or $100 for it. You may have to price it at $25, maybe even $20. But if you paid 50 cents for it at the bins, you're still making a profit. So, you know, just be sure to search comps and make sure that you are pricing your items accordingly to the comps, because, you know, if these other sellers are selling their items for $20 and you have yours listed for $50, you know, and people are searching for Free People or Madewell or whatever, they're going to go with those other items that aren't costing them so much that they could get 2 for 1 of your price. So just be sure to check comps on everything. Another thing that can be hurting you is not having enough inventory. Now, I know a lot of people starting out, they want to play it safe. They don't want to invest a lot of money. And I get that. I understand that. But one thing that I have learned selling online over the years, and, you know, this used to be a thing that I always try to explain to my husband, and he couldn't understand it. He would say, shouldn't you sell all this first before you go buy more? And the answer is no. Because, think about it. If you walk into a brick and mortar store, if you walk in there and they have one rack of clothes, like, you're probably not going to find nothing. You may, but, I mean, one rack of clothes in a whole store, you're probably not going to find nothing on that rack, and you're going to turn around and walk out. But if you go in and clothes are lined up on the walls and all over the racks in the middle of the store, you're going to search through all that and you're going to find something probably that you like. And I look at having an online store in the same sense. And I know from experience that that is the case. The more items you have, the more choices that you have, the more success you're going to have. And this is something that I struggle with explaining to people because, you know, I get a lot of messages from customers and they'll say, you know, I'm starting my boutique and I'm so excited, and I don't really know what to buy, and I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to buy things that's not going to sell. And so they say, I'm just going to start with these 2 things. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And my response to them is, okay, great. Because I know if I try to explain to them, well, you know, you're going to have to build up your boutique and have a good selection, I'm going to come across as sounding like, oh, I'm sorry, touching the mic. I'm going to come across as sounding like I'm trying to sell merchandise. And I don't want to do that. Everything I do is for the best interest of the customers and to help you guys. I'm going to make my sales no matter. Like, I'm going to sell the merchandise. I want to see you guys succeed. So, You know, I don't want to come across as I'm saying something to benefit myself. So I don't usually share that with people. The last thing I'm going to touch on is hiring a VA. If you are someone that does not have a lot of time to work on your closet as far as sharing and following and doing all the things that I mentioned, you may want to consider hiring a VA. A VA will do all that for you, and even if you do have, you know, time to do it, but you just want to take a step back away from the computer for a bit and off of your phone, you may still want to hire a VA. I have a VA, okay, and I'm still on there working all day, but it allows me to be able to concentrate on other aspects of the business, like sourcing and that kind of stuff for you guys, without having to worry so much about doing all the sharing. It's not something that I would recommend when you first start, because when you first start, you haven't made any money yet. I would wait until you build your business up and start seeing profit. But during that time, you've also got to be going really hard at it, okay? Once you get to the point where you feel like, hey, I got to hire somebody to help me now, you can get a VA for a very reasonable cost that is going to share your closet every day, all day. And it's really a big help. When we hired a VA, it really changed everything for us on Poshmark. So just consider that. But those are some things that you guys can do. Like I said, fourth quarter is coming, so you guys want to make sure that you are stocking your closets, that you're taking good photos, that you're pricing right, because fourth quarter will be here really soon. And once it gets here, it seems to fly by. And it is the time that you can really make some money with online selling. So you want to be ready. Don't wait until November to start. Take it from me. I've done it for 20 years. Don't wait until November. Get it ready now. And if you do, it will pay off. It will pay off for you if you get ready for fourth quarter. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to let us know in the comments. You can follow us on Facebook at HollywoodRage. You can find us on Poshmark if you have access to the wholesale portal. We are Hollywood_Rage on Poshmark. We are also paparazzi consultants. So if you are interested in selling paparazzi jewelry, you can check below for the link to sign up. I would love to have you on my team. And be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification below so that you can be notified when we go live. And subscribe to our channel so that you can always receive updates and tips and tricks on how to sell on Poshmark. All right, guys. Thank you. Take care.